Welcome back. It's exactly 9:39 a.m. News and views on Salam Media. And as I was listening to that final advert earlier on, Daily Maverick was talking to us about readership numbers dwindling completely, and meaning obviously that newspapers aren't selling as much as they were. Social media has taken the world by storm. That kind of just hooks into my next interview with author Jenny du Preez. She is the author of a book called Learning to Read is Not the Problem. I wonder what is the problem then. She is here to talk to us about it. And I also wonder how she feels about that clip that she just heard on air by the journalist on Daily Maverick. A very good morning to you, Jenny. Welcome to the program. Lovely to have you here.
Morning. Can you hear me? Because I've battled to get online.
Okay, I can hear you loudly and clearly. Can you hear us now?
Yes, yes, I'm fine.
Okay. Jenny, let me ask you this question. Did you hear that advert that we played out? Well, rather not an advert. It was a clip from one of the interviews that I did with the Daily Maverick regarding their plummeting sales figures. Did you hear that clip?
I heard the end of it, yes.
Yeah. Um, and that's the very question I'd like to put to you as an author. I'm wondering, how has social media impacted the world of books?
Well, I'm actually a teacher. I have a Montessori school, and we're doing a catch-up program for primary school kids who can't read after the lockdown. And the way social media has impacted on the reading, children of 6 are coming to school with cell phones and Googling things, and there's Wi-Fi everywhere. So what happened during the lockdown for basic reading or learning the basics of reading is that we weren't allowed to do all sorts of things in our curriculum where we teach, which develops reading. You can't just give a child a book and say, well, let's read. And you can't give a 4-year-old a book and say, let's read, without first developing their physical skills, their ability to concentrate, their perception of order, and their coordination. So what's appearing in schools now, as the politicians have been stretching, are 10-year-olds that can't read. And they should, by the age of 10, be able to read and comprehend. And it just isn't happening. I've been working on this since we were allowed to open after lockdown. And this booklet is basically my experiences and findings as to how this has come about. Because without the core skills, you can't focus. And the latest introductions where children are coming to school with cell phones, they just ignore their teachers and proceed to do whatever they can sneak in on the cell phone.
It's frightening, isn't it? I remember growing up as a child. My mode of entertainment was through reading newspapers or the comics in the newspapers, but that enhanced my reading, comic books as well. And then as, I grew older, I started consuming news. And I think it did wonders for our generation. But we also worry about the current generation that is now grappling with reading because they've been sidetracked by technology. What I've also picked up with myself, although I'm an avid reader and love, the written language, so to speak, and the spoken language of English, what I'm finding is now that I'm also, and we're forced to use the technology that is available to us. is that the way we're writing messages, um, you know, it is impacting on the way we speak and understand um, the spoken word, so to speak, or messages sent to us. You can so easily misunderstand and get into deep trouble. So, and then also the spelling, how we shorten words when we text messages, I think is obviously part of the huge problem here, is it not?
Oh, yes. Um, if you think of prior to COVID, let's just go in what I'm covering in my little booklet. Prior to COVID, you entered school round 4, preschool, between 4, 5, 6. It depended on where you were and what was available. But you went through a lot of identifying, retaining, getting your bearings in space and time, and knowing your left from your right and the top from the bottom, and learning the sounds of your language. And that didn't happen. We were locked down. And when we came back, for nearly 2 years, children didn't really mix, they didn't have sport. So we are now in nearly 4 years after lockdown, and
Mm.
we've got classrooms full of children who are absolutely struggling. And to cover this up, they're using energy drinks and coming to school with tablets and
Oh no.
tablets and cell phones. They're not tablets.
Oh, of course, of course. Okay.
Um, they have no concentration and no staying power. And right now, I've got a 12-year-old who has taken, suddenly after 2 years of being on our catch-up program, he's remembering things.
Wow.
Uh, Before he would learn a thing today, and if I test him tomorrow on what he learned today, he can't remember.
Okay, so Jenny, Janine, let me ask you. Sorry, Janine is your daughter. You are Jenny. Let me ask you,
You're looking at the book.
where can we get hold of the book? What does it cost? And that's the one question. And then I also want to talk about the issue around dyslexia. People who have assessed their child and find that the child is dyslexic. Is there hope for that child?
Oh, yes, yes. I mean, my daughter that I dedicate the book to is 49. She, she,
Okay.
she conquered her dyslexia when we found we experimented with anything available to help her. So, yes, there's plenty of hope. And a lot of it comes from understanding what the child is looking at and what is turning on the dyslexia.
Okay. Where can we get the book and what does it cost? And would you say that
Well,
most of the schools should be getting this book and putting it into their classrooms?
anyone can get the book. It's free. I've uploaded the covers on Facebook on my school's Facebook, which is Lynn Mayer Montessori Primary School. Otherwise, they can WhatsApp me, and I will send them the PDF copy to download.
Oh, perfect, perfect. So give us your.
We'll take donations, but I'm not charging for the booklet because I've been teaching for 60 years. Since I was
Okay.
17, I'm in my 70s. And
All right.
this booklet contains all of so many different authors.
Can you tell me? All right.
Me.
Can you tell me, give us your contact details? So I'm sure lots of people are going to get in touch with you to get copies of the book.
Lynn Mayer Montessori at gmail.com.
Lynn Mayer Montessori at gmail.com.
And my
Okay.
cell number and WhatsApp number is 083
083. Sorry, repeat that, please. 083
699
699
0958.
0958. Okay, great stuff. I'm sure you're going to get lots of orders for the books. And really, hats off to you for taking this amazing leap forward to help our country's children learn to read and understand reading. I guess, and comprehend what they're reading. That's what it's all about. That's where we leave it, Jenny du Preez. Thank you indeed for your efforts. God bless. Thank you, thank you,
Oh,
thank you once again.
thank you for having me on your show. I
Go
look
well.
forward to hearing.
Absolutely. Okay, it's 9:49 news and views moving along. I think next up we are going to be listening to Hafiz Imran Chinara. He is very well known, of course. It doesn't even need an introduction. But anyway, fired up with Hafiz Imran Chinara. He is a personal excellence mentor and CEO of Africa Muslim Agencies. We're going to take a listen to that fired up clip right after the break.